So more than 40 million people in the world have been cured of leprosy in the last 20 years. The number of newly detected cases has reduced significantly over the same period. However, Kenya, there is no official data to show the rate of infection. I traveled to Kwale County where cases have been reported over the years, and a new strategy is being used to track down and treat those suffering from the skin disease in the hope it will be wiped out once and for all. This is Mwanasha Salim. She will sit here day and night unless a family member comes to her aid and helps her put on this artificial limb that acts as her right leg. Mwanasha has lived with leprosy for more than 50 years.
Nimeanza vidonda hapa kimoja, ikawa ikiingia ukikaa sana ule mfupa unaharibika, ndio nikaenda nikakatwa maembe.
What began as discolored patches on her skin when she was still a little girl would later cause her paralysis and loss of her limbs. The disease not only deprived her of the right to education, but also due to late diagnosis. Mwanasha, a once renowned business lady in Msambweni, bears deep scars of leprosy.
Kutoka nikatoa mguu, nashukuru sababu wana chakula tu, ukitoka una kazi yoyote kufanya, mikono una utafanya kazi gani?
In the neighboring Mwamanga village lives Rashid Mwagore. He is a leprosy survivor. Rashid tells me he began experiencing the early symptoms of leprosy almost a decade ago. But doctors diagnosed him with the disease in 2014.
Mwili ulikuwa unawasha sana, inajikuna zaidi. Sasa ikawa najikuna, lakini alafu ninaacha kule kujikuna kwa sababu ninaendelea kujikuna karibu nijikate ngozi.
He was put on treatment for 1 year to stop the spread. Unfortunately, the disease had damaged his hands.
Sasa mpaka ni sasa pia ninaona uzito kwa sababu uzee na hii mikono bado kama imepumbaa, haijashika kitu sana. Lakini hivyo pia nashukuru, sio kama pale mwanzo.
Abubakar Hamisi is a testimony that leprosy is entirely curable, and if treated in the early stages, disability can be averted.
Ishara moja ambayo ilikuwa inasumbua ni mwili kutambaa vidudu. Unasikia mwili kama unatembea wadudu, lakini hakuna mdudu mwenye anatembea. Alafu ngozi inageuka inakuwa nyeusi.
His case was identified by health workers before he experienced any symptoms. He was declared free from the disease 6 months into treatment.
Mpaka kufikia saa hii ile ugonjwa imeisha kwa mwili wangu, ambao ilikuwa kuna ishara ambazo zinaonekana kabla hujaulizwa kama wewe ni mgonjwa ama si mgonjwa. Kama hizo za vidonda. Vidonda vilikaa ndani ya miaka miwili.
Leprosy is an age-old skin disease that dates back to biblical times, where patients were treated as outcasts. In Kenya, not many are aware of its existence, and where it has been reported, patients have been ostracized by families and community. But in Kwale County, health workers are leading sensitization campaigns to raise awareness in the hope stigma surrounding it will be reduced. I'm really amazed by how many people have turned up for this sensitization program. It really demonstrates how important it is to have such programs for communities.
Huwa tunahamasisha jamii ambao wamepatikana na huo ugonjwa, kama wanafanya kazi ngumu waweze kuvaa gloves ama viatu ngumu ambayo hawezi kuingia msumari au mwiba, kwa sababu akidungwa na mwiba hawezi sikia. Pia kwa wale ambao wanaishi na watu wa ukoma, huwa tunawaambia wale watu ambao wako na ukoma waweze kuwapeleka hospitali wapate matibabu ili kusudi wasiweze kuambukiza wale wenza wao.
After the training, contact tracing begins. The team of healthcare workers gathers at the home of the cured patient before heading out to the surrounding communities to establish if anyone else has been infected.
Leprosy is caused by a bacteria called Mycobacterium leprae. And this bacteria is transmitted via droplet by someone who has leprosy who has not been treated. It's a painless disease, and in most of the communities where there is no pain, you get patients taking quite a long time before they come to the hospital. So some of the strategies that we use to get these patients early is when we get one patient, we go look for the contacts.
During tests, the healthcare workers check the earlobes, hands and feet, as well as the eyes.
We look for patients with the patches, the signs and symptoms that I had mentioned, the patches, the nodules on the earlobes, numbness on the hands and feet. And these are tests that we also perform that is called slit skin smear, of which we're able to pick the bacteria. First of all, it takes quite long. The period from when you get the bacteria and when the disease manifests. It can take up to 5 years and even up to 30 years.
Zain is happy. After various tests, medics have confirmed she has no leprosy. Leprosy spreads through droplets of nasal mucus between people in close, frequent contact. It damages peripheral nerves, and as the disease progresses, nerves swell, hands, feet, and facial skin become numb, muscles paralyze, leading to deformity. Loss of sensation also increases the risk of injury, with open wounds often becoming infected.
What normally happens when the bacteria gets into the body, it affects the nervous system. To be specific, the peripheral nervous system. And that's where the bacteria will lodge in the nerves. And that leads to your body trying to fight the bacteria, and it ends up damaging the nervous system.
Medicines to cure leprosy are available free of charge and have been hugely successful in the fight against the disease, but recently the progress has stagnated.
Currently, the support we are giving to our patients is counseling. We are giving counseling. We are diagnosing them. They don't pay diagnosis. They don't pay for the drugs. We are given free of charge by the Ministry of Health. Mm-hmm. Yes. Though the ones with disabilities, they are given the sandals to prevent them from getting hurt when they're walking in their chambers, when they're walking in the streets, because they are rubbers. They need to wear a footwear that cannot hurt themselves.
The World Health Organization records show there were 208,619 new leprosy cases registered globally in 2018 from 159 countries in the 6 WHO regions. Purity Museo, Channel 1 News, in Msambweni constituency, Kwale County.